Well, here's another project here. This is an old hedge trimmer. It's a Weed Eater GTH17. It's a piece of crap, but in the early 90s I bought this. I think I bought it at like a Home Depot or True Value or something like that, but it worked. But it's been sitting probably for 20 years unused ever since I got an Echo pole trimmer. This kind of became obsolete, but it was in my father's shed, and the other day I said to him, I said, "You still got my old hedge trimmer?" And he says, "Yeah." So I took it with me, and it's all the linkages work, but what I noticed is that all the fuel lines here just kind of like disintegrated and fell off. So obviously I can't use it like that, but I was just wondering, like, does it even have spark or anything? So I took a spark tester here, and let's see if I can hook that up, and if we give it a pull, what happens? Well, I don't know if I can do this one-handed, but I'm going to try. Let's see. Oh, shit. I can do it on the ground, maybe. Well, it does have spark. It's hard to do this one-handed. Let's see. Oh, we got some spark. So I wonder what would happen if I took the cover off the carb and just gave it a little squirt of ether and gave it a pull. There's no gas in it or anything, but I just want to see if it would run still. All right, I got the air cleaner cover off, and I don't know. We'll see what happens, you know? See what happens. All right, here goes nothing. Yeah, it will go. Yeah, it'll run. I just got to get those fuel lines, and for all I know, it needs a carb rebuild. But I assume that I can just get some generic BS lines that are the right diameter here and just put them on there. Because you really got a couple lines. You got, actually, I think there's two. You have one that's like the pulse line or whatever they call it, that goes to the primer, and the other one is the fuel pump. And if you look on the front of the carb, you can see one goes down here on the primer bulb, like I was saying, and the other actually goes back here. So on here you got one line that goes to the primer bulb here, and you got one line back here that goes into the diaphragm on the carb, and that thing looks pretty shot. So maybe I'll get lucky and I can find out what kind of carb this takes, and like, is it a Walbro or what is it? And I can maybe buy one of those Chinese knockoffs on Amazon for 20 bucks that comes with the fuel lines and stuff. This is, Weed Eater was like owned by a Poulan, so I'm thinking that hopefully there's other models that are the same exact thing as this, whether it's like a Craftsman or I don't know, something else. It's the same motor, but it looks like it has probably a Walbro carb on here. Yeah, it does. I can't really read the model, but I can see BRO on there. So it is a Walbro, that's for sure. And it looks like a pretty standard thing. So at a minimum, it probably just needs a diaphragm or something like that. But for now, I'm just going to see if I can get some fuel line. And I think this is all the same crap, like it's 1/8 inch or something like that. And look how brittle it is. It's just like in my hand, it's just disintegrating into pieces. It's crazy. But somehow you got to take this handle apart, and the line goes into the handle and then down here into the gas tank. And I can see in the gas tank that, yeah, the line's in there with a little fuel filter and stuff. So this thing really doesn't have a lot of use, but I'd like to get it running if we could. Fuel line today and fuel filter. And we're going to come over here and take out these screws here and split this handle, and hopefully we can get to where those lines route through there. We'll check it out. The handle split, and you can see where the lines go into the tank here, and they're all brittle and nasty, so we'll have to do our best to replace them. So yeah, man, what a joke these plastic lines are, huh? That's crazy. Well, I got the new lines run, and I just got to take this little clip here off the old one and put it on these new ones. I ended up having to take the carburetor off here so I could get this line up in the back, and it's actually really hard to pull these things through the little holes in the tank. I was using all kinds of gadgets here. I was using like these little dental picks to try to push it through. Ultimately, I was able to get it in there with these long needle nose and pull it once I got it through a little bit. But it's a really tight fit, and the line for the primer has this funky little gizmo on the end, which you can see in the tank there. And the other line has this fuel filter on it. But yeah, this should be pretty good, I hope. I'm just going to put this clip on there and throw some gas in her and see if we can get it to work. Question is, will the primer even work anymore? And I'm going to hit it. I hear something happening. Let's see, I don't see anything going through the lines yet. Oh, there we go. It's pumping gas up into the carb. That's a great sign. So let me see what happens here if I put it on and lock my throttle here. And choke is on all the way. See what happens if we give her a couple pulls. I have my recoil. Wants to go. Take the choke off a little bit. Looks like my bar is broken. That's what I want to do. And damn, that sucks. Looks like my bar is a little rusty here, so I'm gonna have to free this up. It's been sitting for a long time, and all these things appear to be kind of rusted together a little bit. I may have to end up taking this off the bottom here and lubing it up, but maybe for tonight I'll just spray it with some PB Blaster and let it sit. You would think it would have enough balls to break up the little bit of rust that could be on there. I can't imagine that it's that complicated, but it must be. It looks like they have rivets in here or something holding it together. It's kind of weird. You would think that there'd be a bolt or something that you can tighten the tension between the two halves of the bar, but it definitely was running, which is a good sign. Yeah, this is really rusty, huh? Really rusty. And my O-ring on my gas cap may be worn out a little bit here too. Let's see if I can play with that. Oh, it's on there. I just gotta. I think that this little plastic gizmo was in the threads. It's better. No, that sucks. Huh? It sucks that the thing's rusted, but yeah, it's gonna work. That's gonna work, guys. Put this air cleaner back together, and we'll just lube it up and call it a day for now. Yep.